Sit right down and I'll show you where my dreams began.
I'm Michael Dugan, your culinary host, guiding you through the chef's journey. Join me at the chef's table, where you'll experience stories, secret sauces, signature dishes, and kitchen disasters. Welcome to a special episode of the Voice4Chefs podcast. Today, we're taking you to the heart of Tahiti, where we had the incredible opportunity to do a live interview with Tia, the owner of Hotu Mahana, a Tahitian traditional restaurant. In this conversation, we were fully immersed in the vibrant culture, flavors, and traditions of Tahiti. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this unique culinary journey with Tia. Tia, welcome to the show. How do you pronounce your full name?
My Tahitian name is Turia, 5 letters.
Okay.
But then since I was little, my brothers will call me Tia.
So Tia. And your last name?
My last name is Ta'aim.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a Tahitian word in 2 parts. Sa'a means valley.
Oh.
And then Eva is the valley of Eve.
Valley of Eve. Beautiful.
Yeah, the garden of Valley of Eve.
My wife's over here smiling, glowing. That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So as we get started, I want to thank you, Tia, for being part of this. And I'm going to welcome you to Voice4Chefs. Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
And I want to start out with the conversation. What brought us here for our listeners out there is my wife and I came for a buffet a couple days ago, and we're here in the beginning of October, actually October 12th. I'm not sure because I'm on vacation.
The 12th was yesterday.
Yes. Okay. So today is October 13th, and we came a couple days ago for the buffet, and it was really delicious. And then we came back for a light dinner, and we met you, sat down with us. You told us some amazing stories. And one of the stories that really reached out to me and my wife was that you mentioned that growing up, your family cooked together. I wanted to ask you what that was like and traditions that you narrate. Yes.
One is we get comfortable lives, just not over comfortable, just moderate, so that we can live normally and not struggling too much. That's enough.
That's amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about where we are right now? Because we came and vacationed Tahiti and we went to Moorea, but for people that are listening around the world, where are we?
Okay, so we are actually in Tahiti, and we're located in a district called Paia. Paia from the main capital place is Papeete, and we're like 18 kilometers away from town.
Okay.
Okay. And right here we are in between really the beginning of Paia and the end of Punalia, which is the district right behind us. But to say a little bit more about this place is owned by the government.
Okay.
And talking about the land property. Okay, there are a few places around like this where they would apply for people to give out projects. And like in 2018, there were candidates like me, who would give ideas about, okay, what can you do? What kind of project you can put on this place? And I usually was working in tourism a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I've always loved to share the culture, share our stories. So the idea was to bring the locals back to this site, because this site had been closed for a while. It used to work very well or continued. And then for some reason, in 2018, about 11 of us, and probably 2 or 3 were people from outside. I was one of the locals who was candidate. Finally, the idea that I brought up happened to be project that the government wanted to put on place. And so, okay, you get the project. So I am now renting the place. I have 9 years to tell them, to show them that they went wrong, that we can, of course, show tourists, show our locals, our culture, and what we can do about this place. Of course, the beach is really one of the attractions that made me decide to come
here. Wow. Enjoyed some classic dishes at brunch with you. Poisson cru is a Tahitian iconic dish. It's ceviche, raw fish marinated in lime juice, coconut milk, and diced vegetables. Fafaru is also a traditional dish that involves marinating fish in seawater and taro breadfruit and sweet potatoes, plus the fresh fruit, the mango, and an apple star. Absolutely delicious and fresh. And that came along with some fresh fruit juices. But what was really special was sitting down to brunch with you amongst all these classic dishes and sharing a conversation with Carrie and I to learn more about your culture and feeling the true hospitality of Tahiti, being in the moment by the sea. Unforgettable experience. Can you describe, we had a beautiful view for brunch, what that's like? Because I know the reef is there and there's a view of Moran, this beautiful island.
I guess he had a chance already to drive not so many places like this.
True.
That you can sit down and relax. We have probably 3 other restaurants located on the water or by the beach. And we had that opportunity to be here and right across of Moria. What is the end of this island?
It's beautiful. And from a perspective of an American, you have the most beautiful water we've ever seen in our entire life. Colors, the greens and the blues and the separation of color. And it's so tranquil. And the other thing is that there are no real rough waves because there's a big reef that protects this area. So it's so calm and so peaceful. And when we're sitting there at brunch, at breakfast, at dinner, we can look out and see all of this. And you provide that gift to everyone that comes. And it's really special. Feel this incredible warmth and hospitality. And it's rare. We drive around the island. We don't feel that everywhere. But we really felt it here.
And besides that, I was so proud to being the candidate that was retained for this place. Because what I can say is we can talk a lot about strangers investing here or French who can job French. So they know how to talk. They know how to convince the banks, which is not always the case for local people. So I'm an example to people that are surrounding me to say, okay, we don't have any money, but out of what we can give them, give to people, we can prove the banks that we are able to do the same thing. Yeah. They might come with money, we know it. My story is a little bit special because I was once married, divorced today. And we had a friend who was the general manager of the most important local bank. And at that time, if I remember well, it was 2010.
Okay.
I started separating from my husband just before divorcing. And for having twin boys, I couldn't stand up anymore. Professionally, I wasn't activating anymore. No, I was really depending on my husband, my ex-husband. Nothing is flowing right at that time. And I went to see this friend telling him, okay, this is my story of today. Then I need some help. If he can help me, I will make sure I will be successful. And because I know there was a little extra, it's because we are friends and he knew that I can make it. So I didn't have any guarantee at all. And then he said, okay, I believe in you. Okay, let's do something. So I had that first little loan that started up the business.
Okay.
But then before that, it was $100 bill.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's my story.
And now you have how many restaurants?
2 restaurants.
2 restaurants and catering.
And catering.
Okay. Wow. And the catering is a big business.
Yes, of course, because during pandemic, we didn't slow down at all. Catering for all the flight that were coming in to Tahiti.
Oh,
Yeah, we were
wow.
we were selected to all the
For Air
flights
Tahiti
for
and
and all the other flights coming
Qantas
in. Yeah. And that was a contract with the government.
oh my God.
We were working hard.
I was going to say, how did you cope with the pandemic? You were very busy.
Yeah, we were very busy. We were working at night, working during the day, catering for those that are supposed to stay locked down for 14 days this year.
Wow. Wow. What would you say is your greatest joy about this journey that you've taken on? Being an entrepreneur, running restaurants, running a catering company, being the voice for Tahiti, basically, bringing people in and showing them hospitality and showing them the culture and the food.
First of all is we have to love what you do. Cooking is something that I always got to do.
Wow.
Like, we can all cook. We can do everything.
Uh-huh.
So what I can say about this career is I didn't imagine one day being a restaurant owner. I was really into something else, jewelry,
yeah.
Yeah, and being in tourism business for longer years. But then the situation at a certain time brought me to the restaurant and catering business, which I don't regret at all. I guess God has plans for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's His line.
That is really special. I'm really choked up about this because it's really special.
There's something else because this is really important to me.
Okay.
When I started with the catering business, I didn't own any restaurant. So I have this friend of mine who was very kind and helpful and knew what I was going through at that time. She allowed me to build the first laboratory.
Oh.
And then at that time, I had that license for 50 dish a day.
Okay.
And then things becoming more and more dishes were asked for me to deliver. I had to think about moving to something else. But to see what happened is I would call all the administration department and sending the mails, okay, would you like to order from me? It was very hard. It took a little while. And then one day, my husband today, had this dream. He dreamt about tuna fish. Oh my God. One morning, he said, and I said, okay, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah.
He said, okay. I was living with him in his house in 2013.
Okay.
And he said, okay, we're struggling, but I think there should be a meaning to this dream.
Okay.
I see this guy walking over to the house, and he said, is this what I should be buying tuna fish?
Yeah.
And he said, you're at the right, this is a dream. Yes, you're at the right place. And he said, okay, I'm here to buy tuna fish because I have to feed up all these people behind me. He put that over his shoulder and he said, I've seen these homeless people. He ever seen a lot of homeless people.
Oh.
And then, okay, I have a friend. I still had this friend. I was working for the welfare service. The next day, as we're having breakfast, this friend called out and said, Kia, are you still running your little laboratory? I said, yes. And he said, okay, I need to talk to you. Okay, so the first contact was, are you able to provide with this budget for homeless people?
Wow.
The leaders cherry week. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
So as I calculated, I think this is not really business. This is not bringing the interest that I'm supposed to get. But then I said, yeah. And with the dream that my boyfriend told me, I said, this is something. This is a mission.
Yep.
So I said, okay, I might as well take contract. It will, let's say, okay, we'll be happy enough with this. It's all right.
Okay.
So we're still feeding, we're still catering the homeless people till now.
Wow.
2024.
That's amazing.
Every morning we take them breakfast and dinner at night.
Oh my God.
And instead of one center, we now have 3 today. So we started with 30 to 50, and today there's 157.
That's amazing because some companies in the United States, where we're from, Seattle, Washington, a lot of companies want you to volunteer. but they want you to volunteer because they want the company to look good or they get something back. It's obvious to me that you're not doing it for that reason. You're doing that because it's part of your soul and you want to help people. And that's amazing. That is really amazing because I love it when chefs and restaurant owners and people in hospitality give because they want to give. Like they're not getting some money back. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And that's really incredible. And I want to make sure to share that. So did you face any obstacles that really, was there any struggle that you've had in developing this catering business, developing these restaurants that you could share?
When I started growing up, when the business started growing up, in the administration department, you have to have nice sales. And there's always one or two people that will try to cut the guys off of the feet. And this kind of struggle really business where I was I'm still owning that first restaurant. Also, belongs to the union. I was facing problems like, okay, let's raise your rent. You're getting too much people.
Wow.
Yeah, there's too much people from you, and yet you invested to extend. Okay. And all these heads has to be voted in assembly. You will go right through and not giving us any choice. But then at a certain time, let's check the lawyer and see if they have this right to do. And I would then struggle to go up and see the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And I talk about my case.
Yeah.
Then she got fired.
Oh,
she got fired because it was jealousy. I said, how would you, after raise the rent when I'm renting this part of the restaurant?
Okay.
Because they can close it down. Then my employees will lose their jobs. So I would go and defend the cause of, and they all know my stories, but they know what we do. Okay. Maybe we'll be the lowest price in catering. And never be rich. As long as I can pay my employees and not pay my taxes and charges. So I have a lot of help on the other side from the government who realize this. Okay, yeah, this is right. They again will suggest for me to take another place with the surfing on the other end of the island. I couldn't. I'm getting older. And
usually it's you're fighting to get the place. Wow.
At least we know a third place will be too much.
I see. When we first met and we had this conversation about doing this interview, one of the things that really resonated with me, and my wife and I talked about it, my wife, Carrie, who's sitting right next to us, and you tell us about your philosophy with your team. That thing that I loved is you talked about opening their eyes to more than just being here in Tahiti. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. I was talking about mission before. God may have a plan for me. God has a plan for everyone. And I used to work for a French jewel owner. I cared for luxury jewelries like Rolex and Cartier. So I know this kind of world.
Sure.
And I know how they treat their employees.
Yeah.
One day, when I became a restaurant owner, I said, I'm not going to work this way.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that most of our people, I'm talking about local people, none of our young people are having a lot of problems with drugs.
Yes.
Throughout my whole catering business, I met people that coming my way without me asking them to be there, asking for help, asking for work, and have no experience. And they are motivating to help them and show them what to do. So let's say about 80% of my workers, people that needed jobs at the beginning, hadn't had any experience, and I would train them, and they become good chefs today. Mm-hmm. My philosophy is to tell them, even if you didn't go to school, even if you don't know how to read, because you come from a poor family, it doesn't mean you can't do anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm proud to have employees today that are certified to become cooks or chefs, because I think I have more to give them than people that are already trained from France with papers. Yes. I really feel like it's worth it. And I'm happy to live every day and to give them.
It's wonderful. But you also do something very special. Talk a little bit about travel. I know I love this. I've never heard of this in the restaurant business.
And yeah,
Carrie's nodding her head right there.
Yeah, because I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. I think today I'm such a beautiful family. I'm very happy that I have parents who educated us in love. And so I'm willing to share with all my employees and to show them, see, today they have a job. Tomorrow they'll have a home of their own. As long as we did a comfortable life, just not over comfortable so that we can live normally, that's enough.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about where we are right now? Because we came in vacation in Tahiti and we went to Moran, but for people that are listening around the world, where are we?
We are actually in Tahiti and we're located in a district called Paia. Paia from the main capital place is Papeete. And we're like 18 kilometers away from Tau. Right here we are in between really the beginning of Paia and the end of the Punavia, which is the district right behind us. Yeah, this is where we are. But to say a little bit more about this place is owned by the government.
Okay.
And talking about the land property. Okay, there are a few places around like this where they would apply for people to give out projects. And so like in 2018, there was a candidate who would give ideas about, okay, what can you do? What kind of project you can put on this place?
Okay.
And I usually was working in tourism a few years ago.
That's
maybe
right.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've always loved to share the culture and share our stories. So the idea was to bring the locals back to this site because this site had been closed for a while. It used to work very well around 20 years ago. And then for some reason, it had stopped. So it became just a beach site. In 2018, I responded to the apply. About 11 of us, finally the idea that I brought up happened to be a project that the government wanted to put on place to get the project. So I am now renting the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me say, I have 9 years to tell them, to show them that they went wrong. That we can, of course, show tourists, show our locals, our culture, what we can do about this place. The beach is really one of the attractions that made me decide to come here.
Wow. Tia, I just want to thank you for sharing your culture, your food, and your journey. This was an incredible experience with you in Tahiti.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us today. Follow us on Facebook. Find our website in the show notes. Subscribe on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen. Leave a comment with 5 stars and stay tuned for the next episode of Voice for Chefs.